Hello guys, today I'll be reviewing Ugly by Life of Agony. Now I could have reviewed River Runs Red, which is often considered their best album, and I agree with that, but I decided to review this album instead. I find this album to be pretty interesting in their discography, and that's one of my personal favorites from the band. Now, obviously, this album is a departure from the previous album, River Runs Red. With this album, the album is pretty raw, has a fairly dark tone slash atmosphere to it, and even Keith's vocal delivery is a bit different. Definitely a bit more emotional, you could say, especially with certain songs. But I don't know, I've really enjoyed this album ever since the first time I heard it, and I still enjoy it. And let's go ahead and dive into the album. The album starts off with Seasons, and right from the start, the song does a great job at giving you an idea of what you're in for with this album, with its dark tone and riffs that have some nice grit and rawness to them, such as in the verses. And you can really feel the emotion in Keith's voice as he's delivering the lyrics, such as in the verses. And this has always been one of my favorites on the album. It has a simple rhythm, but the rhythm really pulls you into the song, and the song all around is great. Lyrically, it sounds like maybe Keith is talking to his father or his mom or one of his parents in this song, or maybe both of them. I could be totally wrong, but again, overall, pretty strong album opener. But then we get to the song I Regret, where they pick up the tempo a bit more, get some pretty fast, upbeat tempos, such as in the verses. Then in the chorus you get a bit more groove, which definitely is pretty intriguing to the ear, and overall it's a decent chorus. But then towards the middle of the track, the music slows down a bit and you get this quiet moment, and Keith is just pouring out his heart, and with the lyrics and with all the emotion and the darkness, and he's really expressive, especially in this part of the song. And this song all around is great. It's another favorite of mine on the album. But then we get to the song Lost at 22, which is definitely one of those songs on the album where you can definitely tell it can be pretty relatable for many people, especially people closer to like my age, like maybe from like the range of like 20 to 24, 25, somewhere in there. But lyrically, it sounds like it could be about trying to find yourself and choosing to not settle with what the world wants you to do. And this song overall, I think it's pretty good. Again, you have your more fast moments, rhythm slash tempo wise, and then you have your more moments of groove. And this song is pretty catchy too. But then we get to the song Other Side of the River, which is hands down one of my favorite songs from Life of Agony. Musically, maybe not the most complicated song in the world, but it doesn't have to be. But yeah, this song, it's pretty catchy. It was one of the first Life of Agony songs that I ever heard, and yeah, it's kind of a slower tempo slash rhythm in the verses, and Keith really belts it out and really gives it his all, especially towards the end in the song as he's delivering the lyrics. And this song, I believe, is lyrically about suicide, so another fairly dark topic that is mentioned in the album, and again, one of my favorite songs on the album. But then we get to the song Let's Pretend, which has always been never one of my personal favorites, but I do like it though. What stands out the most to me in this song is maybe some of the riffs. I mean, the song to me just doesn't stand out as much as some of the other songs on the album, but again, a decent song. But then we get to the song Ugly, where the transition work from this band really shines. You can really hear it in the song. The song starts off fairly quiet and moody for like the first 40 or 50 seconds or so. It's fairly quiet, has a dark atmosphere, and musically kind of melodic, and Keith's really emotional as he's delivering the lyrics. And from what I heard, I think there was times during the making of this album where Keith didn't really want to be in the studio due to how he was feeling in general, or maybe his mental state. But Yeah, this song definitely an emotional song overall. I'm not sure what it's about. If you know, let me know in the comment section below. But this song, Keith is definitely really pouring his heart out. Again, like I've mentioned in some of the songs previously, but this song, I think it's pretty good. I think it gets better with each listen, at least for me. And if I remember correctly, it is one of the longer songs on the album. Like, I believe it's over 5 minutes, but overall, I think the transition work and rhythm work is really impressive in this song. Definitely stands out in the song overall, along with Keith's emotional delivery of the lyrics. But then we get to the song Drained, which might have some of my favorite riffs on the album. There's a moment towards, I think, somewhere in the second verse, I believe, where you get these riffs that kind of remind me of something you'd hear from Master of Reality by Black Sabbath, of course. One of the greatest metal albums of all time, in my opinion, and my favorite Black Sabbath album. But yeah, the riffs in this song definitely stand out, might stand out the most to me in this track. But yeah, this song, another favorite of mine on the album, kind of underrated too. But then we get to the song How It Would Be, and this is another song on the album that to me sounds like Keith could be talking to one of his parents or both of his parents. And this is another song that has never been one of my personal favorites, but I do like it though. Then we get to the song Unstable, another favorite of mine on the album. And as you're listening to the song, at least to me, I kind of hear a little bit of Ross Robinson in there, at least in terms of production and I guess vibe, because for those who don't know, Ross Robinson has worked with many nu metal bands like Slipknot and Korn and Limp Bizkit and some others. And you can definitely hear a little bit of Ross Robinson in this song a little bit, at least to me. At least that's the kind of vibe I get. Musically, it's fairly down to earth and kind of has a dark, serious atmosphere to it, along with Keith, of course, giving an emotional delivery of the lyrics and the verses. Then you have a simple, catchy rhythm in the chorus, and the chorus overall, while not the most complicated chorus in the world, and it doesn't have to be, I think it's catchy and memorable. But yeah, absolutely love this song. It's, again, one of my favorites on the album. But then we get to Damned If I Do, another song for me that has some of the best riffs on the album, in my opinion. And dude, the transition work and the rhythm work in the song is just excellent. This is a song that definitely further proves how great Life of Agony can be with rhythm work and transition work, and using those things as a way to keep the listener interested in the song or engaged, or make the song not feel super predictable or anything. But yeah, Damned If I Do. I absolutely love this song. Another favorite of mine on the album. If it's not a favorite, then it's probably an honorable mention. If you're a riff type of person or you're into transitions, definitely give this song a listen. Absolutely love this song. But then we get to the song Fears, which has some nice groove to it. Fairly shorter song. I believe it's a little under 3 minutes long, if I remember correctly. But what stands out the most to me in the song is definitely the riffs and the overall groove. While maybe not one of my favorites on the album, I can definitely say that Joey's rhythm work / guitar riffs in the song definitely stand out. Finally, we get to the album closer, Don't You Forget About Me, which is, of course, a cover. And I think they definitely give a solid spin on it. It's definitely not note by note of the original. Again, they give their own spin on it, especially you can hear that in the verses, and the verses are fairly tame in terms of intensity and kind of has a dark atmosphere, along with Keith giving an emotional delivery of the lyrics. And then you have the chorus, which is maybe a bit closer to the original, or more truer to the original, however you want to put it. And musically, I think it's a pretty good song, but from what I've seen, some people like it, some people don't like it. You could maybe say it's kind of a divisive cover, or I've even heard some people say that's unnecessary. Not a lot, but I've seen a few people. But I don't know, I really like this cover. I still continue to like it more and more with each listen, but yeah, overall, I think it's a pretty solid cover. I think this cover is longer than the original song. I could be wrong, but either way, overall, pretty solid cover in my opinion. But anyways, if I had to rate this album, I'd probably give it either an 8.5 or a 9. My mind could change at any time about the score of this album, but I don't know. This album is just all around just really good, and in my opinion, one of the best albums from this band. But anyways, let me know your thoughts on this album. Have you heard this album before? Are you a Life of Agony fan? If you've heard this album, let me know some of your favorite songs on the album and all that good stuff. But anyways, thanks for watching. Please leave a comment and a like, subscribe. Have a nice day, and take care.